That's great. So we've got a very, very knowledgeable expert panel up here. So we want to open it up to you all and really give you the opportunity to tap into their knowledge and get the financial information that you might be wondering about. So do we have any questions from the audience? Well, I've got questions. So I will start with Katie from the Bank of Canada. And I am interested in knowing how much counterfeiting is going on in Canada right now.
Well, actually, counterfeiting is about 8 times lower than it was in 2004, which is at its peak. And the reason why we were able to bring it down so significantly has a lot to do with our partnership with the law enforcement, the RCMP, and our wide-scale public education campaign. You'll see the materials I had on my table there, but just to give you an example, when the Olympics came, they're over now, I'm still mourning, in February, for about 8 months beforehand, we partnered with the RCMP to sort of blitz retail business in the Olympic corridors, so from Chilliwack all the way to Pemberton. And we distributed these retail kits, and the auxiliaries from the RCMP would give quick tutorials to the business. And as a result, they were able to be made much more aware of not only counterfeit currency, but different types of debit skimming, credit card skimming. And we didn't see a significant increase in that type of payment fraud over the Olympics as a result.
So you guys were very proactive over the Olympics. That's great to hear. Now, it's Michelle from Consumer Protection. I'd like to know what is the benefit of dealing, I mean, we talked a little bit about this in our presentation, but what are the benefits that you see of dealing with a travel agent? A licensed travel agent.
Yes, so all travel agents in BC must be licensed, first of all, with our organization. We have a new travel portal right now, and there's a list there, a search function, where you can actually look up a list of licensed agents. That website is www.travelrightsbc.ca. We have a booth over there, and it actually has a lot of information available for you guys to take home. One of the benefits definitely is what you guys were speaking of earlier. When you have a licensed travel agent that you're working with, you have protection with the Travel Assurance Fund. It's a fund that provides a possible source of compensation if you pay for and don't receive the travel services that you purchased. Another thing is, yes, you can look online and do some comparison shopping, but definitely think about bringing that to a travel agency that is licensed, because most often they will either meet or beat those prices, and you have the ability to talk face-to-face with a travel agent who can give you recommendations of places to go and those kinds of events you might want to try yourself or bring your family to when you get to your destination.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we've found, and in a lot of cases, they'll coordinate with a very tight schedule or specific schedule that I've found you can't always get online. So a question for Andy. How do I know if my advisor is actually registered?
Sure. Just to go a little further in terms of what I said earlier about registration, how important it is, one of the best ways, again, is to either contact us directly via telephone or to come upon our website. What you can do there is just put in the name of your individual advisor or the firm you're dealing with and check out the registration in its entirety. We're very transparent in terms of the type of information that's there. People who register with us have to do so each and every year. It's not automatically renewed. So if there's any material change in terms of their information, their education, or their background, or the qualifications, that's taken into consideration. What that means is that, if they're registered with us at the Securities Commission, if you run into a problem with that individual, at least you have some recourse as opposed to dealing with someone who isn't registered. One of the things, and I'll kind of use this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about the 5 red flags that is the first question in terms of that questionnaire that you guys can fill in for the prizing today. So I'll give you those answers right now. One of the big things about investment fraud is that 9 times out of 10, the money that you have invested with a fraudster can never be recovered. And so it's always better to stay away from those situations to begin with. And again, the 5 red flags in its simplest forms: guarantee high return with little or no risk. That's one. Insider tip or insider information. Offshore investing, tax-free. We find in our casework that that's by far one of the most popular ones in Canada for whatever reason. We Canadians don't like to pay taxes, but I'll tell you straight out that there is no such animal out there in Canada, so that's a red flag. Expert information. Bernie Madoff was someone in the news that everybody knows about these days, but this was one of the ways he purportedly gave those consistent 12 to 14% returns, was the fact he has some type of expert means of making money. And finally, an issue that the smart cookies talked about, the affinity fraud. The fact that they're trusting that you're going to trust your friends and basically get you to invest through the endorsement of your friends or family members. So those are your answers to that first question in your questionnaire. Fill those in, a couple of those, and then you can get more information at my booth there and at all the other participating sponsors today. Thanks.
Okay, that was really interesting. And for Lynda, I had a quick question. I know we see the BBB signs in a lot of store windows, and stores will say that they have an accreditation with the Better Business Bureau, but what does that actually mean, and can any business be accredited?
We have on our website, if you go in and look at our website, we've got about 70 some odd thousand businesses in British Columbia listed on our website. Of those 70,000, 4,000 of them are accredited. We invite good businesses to join, and good businesses come to us and say, can they join? And we put them through some pretty rigorous screening so that you as the customer, the consumer, can trust to do business with them. And I talked about a roofer. Every month we actually, roofing, moving, all the different businesses, Lily's business with image consultants. Every month we print a list of the top 10 businesses that we hear from, or consumers are looking for them, and then the top 10 that get the complaints. So on the top 10 list every month, with about 60,000 contacts to our office a month, is roofers, movers, automobile dealers, plumbers. There's some of our top 10 list of people looking for the right business to choose. Well, typically they choose an accredited business because we've screened them. We've checked to make sure the owners are good. We check to make sure there's any government action. We check to make sure that they haven't got complaints, lots of complaints, maybe a few, but they resolve them, they take care of them. Or there's not a pattern of complaints. Or they're just a scam business, like high-risk investment, some of them multi-level marketing, some of the, hey, congratulations, you've won a prize, you've won a free cruise, and you end up paying $500. It's a scam.
Good to know. So we'll just do maybe another round to see if anyone in the audience has questions from what we've talked about. Robin, do you mind? Thank you.
Hi, this is for the Lynda. Is there any fraud around businesses using your BBB sign without proper accreditation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, that makes me get a little cranky because businesses, the good businesses out there, they've really gone through, as I mentioned, the tough screening to make sure they're good. And we want consumers to know that they can trust that. So there are bad businesses out there that see that and say, oh, I can get shoppers or people to buy things from me or get them to come out to my place, or by putting it in an ad in the newspaper, sticking it on the back of a truck. You need to take it one more step. Either give us a call at the Better Business Bureau. We'll tell you if they are accredited with us. Or you can look now, we've got letter grade ratings, so from A+ to F. And you certainly don't want to choose a business that has an F rating. So take a look, take it one more step, because that's the world we live in. You see a lot of websites doing the same thing, so easy to copy.